Let's talk about Smith fracture. Smith fracture is firstly occurs more commonly in younger patients. It may be extra-articular or intra-articular, but it more commonly uh, intra-articular compared to Colles fracture. And I compare it to Colles fracture not incidentally. Colles fracture and Smith fracture are like one and the opposite. Look at Colles fracture. It causes it happens when you fall on an outstretched hand, what is sometimes called fush mechanism. Um, and look, in Colles fracture, the hand is in dorsal flexion, and in Smith fracture, it exactly the opposite. There is a volar, uh, volar flexion, and then the person falls on the hand. It's exactly the opposite from Colles fracture. And what you see on the X-ray is again exactly the opposite from Colles fracture. Colles fracture, you see the distal radius goes dorsally, and in Smith fracture, you see the distal radius goes ventrally, and this is exactly the opposite. Um, let's look at some X-rays here. You can see that the distal radius is ventrally displaced. You can see also the ulna is displaced and fractured. Another X-ray, again the distal radius is displaced ventrally, exactly the opposite from Colles fracture, and it tends to be more comminution, it tends to be more intra-articular, so look for the intra-articular involvement. It's important for osteoarthritis in the future if there is a intra-articular fracture. Another Smith fracture. Okay, so Smith fracture, exactly the opposite from Colles fracture, ventral displacement of the distal radius. Look for intra-articular, look for comminution. Um, more commonly, uh, angulated displaced, um, more commonly in younger patients. Look at this at the ulna, at the styloid. There may be also a fracture there, and that's it. That's Smith fracture, or should I call it the opposite of Colles fracture in younger patients. Thanks for radiology assistant. It's from here, and that's all.